Hello. Do you remember back when Daniel Martell, the stepdad of missing Lilly and Jack Sullivan from Lansdowne, Nova Scotia, talked about the waterfall? Well, let's review that because we all asked, was he sending Malaya a clue? He even said only she would know. She would know what it meant, right? Like it was a clue. I think we may have figured out part of that puzzle. So, welcome everybody. We've got a lot to cover in the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case. It's gotten out of hand. There's no facts anymore. It's just simply family batting back and forth, and a lot of creators sway wherever somebody talks. I don't. I just don't. I stay steady because I do not get involved with anybody in the case. I don't invite them on my channel so I can remain unbiased, right? When Daniel left that message, it was so strange to me. Like, this is what he said. I love her more than anything. That will never change. I'm waiting for that chance to relive our first date over waterfalls, doesn't say which ones, just over waterfalls, and a walk on Big Island Beach with the Daniel you first met. She will know what that means. Okay, all right, so then we're like, is that a clue? Is that a clue? She will know what that means, this waterfall, but it's really about, I believe, the idea of a beach, right? A clue to her. So let's say hypothetically that both Daniel and Malaya have no idea where Lilly and Jack's remains are. Maybe they did see them after they passed. Maybe this was a rogue OD, such as Fent or mathematical lab. And the other family members may have removed the children so that Daniel and Malaya could pass a polygraph. Would it have been that Malaya took a polygraph and Daniel took a polygraph, and that's why they wanted to take a polygraph, so that they could get that out of the way, because then the family members would share the place that you would pay your last respects. I'm just asking questions. We have a lot of stuff to cover here. But if that's something that did happen, could a beach be into play? Because it was after that, not long after that post, that we had Malaya going to the beach. Anybody else connect that as absolutely off the chain bizarre? Let alone that your children are missing, your flesh and blood that you have managed to keep alive and love, and these are your flesh and blood. These are your babies. They're gone. But yet you can smile. We all wondered how she could smile. And I've begun to wonder if it's because she finally got the answer that she wanted, which was, where do I pay my respects to my children? I don't know. But I find that very interesting. Now we have a lot of things to talk about. Janie, the step-grandma, has been talking. We won't know until the actual public broadcast comes out, but she also did a private group chat. We have to ask a question about Janie. If her car was there, which she says it was, how's that work? And why suggest that the sweaters are planted with the kids if the kids are alive? And allegedly, Daniel has moved on. He has a new girlfriend. So let's dig into this. It's a lot of just our thoughts. It's all speculation. I am not on board with Daniel or Janie or Justin or Malaya. I'm on board with Lilly and Jack only. I don't believe Darren. I don't believe any of them. If any of them had stuck to the exact same story or advocated to find the children with missing posters, with, using their social media to say, my kids are missing. But instead, what we ended up with, this, I'm just going to tell you. Malaya, the mother of these children, did not advocate by posting any missing posters, did not use her social Facebook page or any other social media to advocate for her children at all, but yet wanted everybody else to look for her kids by saying she wanted an Amber Alert. See, I believe, and I don't think I'm alone, that there's more to the story than just two kids. We've learned through Malaya's post that Jack didn't want to walk in the woods. He didn't want to be walking in the woods. Jack wasn't good with the woods. That's from the mother herself. Janie's step-grandma talks about having to carry Jack because he wouldn't do it. So the chances of them being in the woods are almost insignificantly small, truthfully. And yet they won't put out an Amber Alert because the RCMP says there's absolutely no evidence that these children were removed from the home by a stranger or abducted. That's a lot to be said, right? Let's say hello to a few of our beautiful people. I have a full desk today. I got notes. I got my stuff here. So I got to make some room. Hello, Jennifer Blair. Hi, Linda Hope. Hello, my beautiful Rach. Thank you for modding. Hello, my beautiful Jennifer Swain. Thank you also for modding. What girl would want to get tangled up with Daniel? Well, all the turmoil is going on. And yes, she has children. We're going to talk about it. That is too bad nobody put up posters. So you feel me? I've told you, I've shared on this channel that I absolutely believe 1000% in the bottom of my heart, doesn't make it true, this is what I believe, that Malaya had come to a resolve on day 2 when she gave her interview on May 3rd. She had already come to a painful, sorrowful conclusion. I believe she did see her 2 children that got passed over. She left the property. In my opinion, you wouldn't do that unless you knew the children weren't coming back. Even if you parked down the road with the RCMP. Number 2, the way that the entire family on all sides, all parts, have done nothing to advocate for the missing children, but rather squabble and push blame on one side or the other, tells me the incident has happened. And they know it. Just my humble opinion. And they're trying to put blame towards the other. If these children were truly just missing, you would have no idea whatsoever of what happened to the children. So would you be in sorrow? You might. Yeah, you could say, well, I'd be pretty sad if my kids were missing. Yes, but sorrow is with grieving, and it's a process that you go through. Hello, Phoenix Files. They are way too concerned with their image and dating status. Oh my golly. Mom goes online not too long ago and is single and ready to mingle. Now we got Daniel's stepdad who's dating some girl. And wait till you find out some of the things that we're hearing about this girl. And Daniel was in chat when they were discussing it over on It's a Criming Shame. Hats off to your channel. Daniel was in the audience and in the chat and answering questions even as they discussed his new girlfriend, and he neither confirmed nor denied. Arn Grimm, hello, how are you today? Dog breath O'Grady. O'Gravy, now we're calling him O'Grave-y. You know, it is interesting. There was all these rumors, that's all they were, that Daniel had wanted some excavation happening underneath the little mathematical lab that Janie claims to have lived in or lives in, that, you know, didn't even have windows for a while, like broken glass out. I mean, this place, you'd put your mother there? What the hell? Okay. I've got homeless people that I know that are having to camp out on friends' property that are like struggling, and we're helping. But we wouldn't even have put them in that kind of condition of that camper. No. So I'm just saying, it makes you wonder a lot. But that's my belief. The parents, neither one of them, actually used the media to find the children. They never spoke to somebody, even though they both are alleging that the children were taken. Right? Daniel's suggesting the children were removed by Malia's family. Still, the children were taken. Put the posters up. Maybe somebody saw something. The mother. Advocate for the mother's. You know, why isn't the mother's family advocating for the children as well? It's just not happening. It's because there's some sort of a finality to this case that we are just not privy to. Now, Janie speaks, and she gave up a lot of information. But I personally was not in the private chat, so it's hearsay. That's all it can be. Because I wasn't in the chat. I don't know what was said. We can only go by the few people that were allowed to message questions. It was all like kind of convoluted behind the scenes there, from my understanding, to where only 2 people were allowed to actually ask the question. She had to message the question to those people. Then they would ask Janie, and she gave voice replies. So in this, everybody that came out of that seemed to be like, oh, Janie, why didn't you talk sooner? We now buy everything you're telling us. Oh, Janie, thank you for talking. Oh, we totally get it. We heard your tears. We heard tears, Janie. I'm sorry. Are you drinking Janie's Kool-Aid like Durwood? Because this woman is not cleared by the RMCP. In fact, she's having to get a lawyer and appear in court to even see any of her grandchildren. Need I remind you that? So she's all on the up and up. I guarantee you, 2 missing kids is not why she can't see her other children. Malia had custody of Maddo under supervision for a while there. She was also on site when those kids went missing. So they trust Malia with the baby at that time, but not Janie attending her 9-year-old grandchild's birthday party? Come on. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Telling you now. I don't care what she gave you. Or are you guys playing nice to get interviews? Because I'm telling you now, whatever Janie says, I would go over it and pick it apart. It's just the way I am. I go with the truth. I can't just stomach something and be like, I'm going to give you respect because everybody thinks I should. No. You're not getting my respect until you're cleared by the RCMP. And as far as I know, Daniel, Malia, Justin, nor Janie have been cleared. So she does allegedly give her version of a timeline. It's not the timeline, because there's problems even between what Daniel has said and what Janie has said, and their son and mother on the same property at the same time. The whole bullshit scenario that Janie got off the phone and came out because she heard the kids, and there was Malaya with a almost like the Idaho 4, a frozen shock stage, right? And it looked like she did something wrong, and she was surprised to see Janie there. What about Janie's big arse car that's sitting in the damn driveway that Malia would have had to go near if she was in the driveway with the kids? Like, I'm walking past Janie's car, but she's home. Oh my God. Come on, people. Keep it real. Keep it real. She tells a cute story about Jack. I'm not saying these people intentionally harm these children. I'm sure they all, to some degree, cared for these children. I'm sure there were good times. Telling us about some grub story about worms and Jack, it doesn't cover up the fact that we've got lies going on and these children are not found. We don't know where they are. And we are what? Day 72? So regardless of her little scenario of everything she sheds light on, it has become days of our lies, not life, because we don't have life for Lilly and Jack. Remember, the RCMP believes these children are deceased. Daniel's girlfriend, let me catch up to my PowerPoint here. So I'm not gonna buy into the story. I'm not. I'm just not drinking the Kool-Aid. So if Janie's car is in the damn driveway, how is Malaya in the driveway so surprised that Janie's there? Doesn't work, right? Because it's lies. It's days of our lies. It's all about their lies. It's not about where are Lilly and Jack. Let's talk about the sweaters. This is a big one. Let's talk about sweaters. Okay. Why would you suggest that two sweaters of yours, a blue one and a white one, are planted with the children? If you believe the children were taken by Malaya's family and are alive, what the hell would two sweaters mean in that scenario? They wouldn't. You feel me? If the children are alive and well, so what if there's 2 or 10 of your sweaters found with them? Who gives a shite? But on the other hand, no, sorry, the poll, once you vote, that's locked in by YouTube. Somebody's asking if they can change their poll. On the other hand, if the children were found deceased and your two sweaters are found with them or somewhere else that have the children's deceased scent on them, in other words, cadaver dogs hit on said sweaters, that's a whole new horse of a different color. So what I'm saying basically is Daniel is suggesting that these two sweaters were taken by Malaya and her family while he was at the RCMP. Yeah, right before that RCMP rescue meeting, Daniel was allegedly caught in the bathroom, and Haley is saying and alleging that they all heard a ruckus. And I said, was he hiding the two sweaters that him and Maybe his brother or another family member, or maybe Janie and the brother had war. And what could be done with 2 sweaters? Well, I looked it up. I was like, can you actually use it to haul kids? Because it was suggested by several of you in the comments, a lot of you, that you take this sweater and you tie it in such a way that the child is securely on your back so that you can go through the woods. All right? So I thought about it and I'm like, is that possible? Well, with the baby it is for sure, but these are pretty small kids. And I think it can be done that way too. Because what you do, your problem is that children are not going to hang on to your back as you go through backpacking through the woods for disposal. And I know that sounds cruel to talk about, but that's where the RCMP are. So let's keep it real. Children are not going to be able to hold on to you if they have passed. So what you would do is you would have one person put the child on your back, lay the sweater over them, and you could tie it around the top part so that the top part of the child is secure. And then you just underneath the legs carry them this way. So you've got the sweater tied here across your throat. You've got them under the legs. You now can carry them very easily and get through the woods. And it doesn't look like, if somebody sees you, that you're carrying a body, right? It just looks like you're somebody with a backpack on. Maybe part of a blanket thrown over you, so it just looks like a backpack. So I looked up this little thing to see how some of these parents do it. Now, I'm not saying this is how I do it, but this is a thing that's all over the internet. So it's not like I thought it up or you thought it up. Daniel or anybody could have seen something like this many times before. This is a country girl that likes to be out in the woods. Right? Just a country girl. Look how quick. Look how easy. Tie it in a knot. Look at this. You put the baby in. And voila! Your hands are free. Now you could move that around to where you got, for when you're on foot, you got their legs. Well, let's see another one. She's got some sort of a blanket, right? Like Lily's blanket would work. Look at this. Tie it in a knot. You have a sling. You take the kid. Now, this kid's about the size of Jack for height. That's a big boy. Beautiful baby, by the way. Look, her hands are basically free. She's fixing her hair. Phoenix Files says it seems we have figured out the sweaters, blanket, clean ATV is transport. That's what I'm suggesting. That could be possible. Missy says, I believe Mama D is spot on with that theory. Why else? Why on God's green earth would 2 sweaters be missing in the first place? And why would you come out and suggest that they might be found with the children and be planted if the children you are alleging are alive and well? Mm-mm. They haven't got that ATV for nothing, right? Now, Daniel claims he never drove the ATV. I say, who gives a shit what Daniel claims? Yeah, right, Laura. Laura, let me get chat on the board. Laura says, it just doesn't make any sense. Out of the things you say you're doing that night, it had to be fixing potholes. Seriously? They think we are dumb. Are they covering tire tracks of the ATV leaving? You wouldn't even fix the potholes in the middle of the day, Nikki K? Yeah. Why would you suggest that shit? So, I'm just saying, don't drink the Janie Kool-Aid. don't drink the Janie Kool-Aid. They all are like, Janie, you don't even talk about these kids. You're the grandma. How dare you talk about Belinda, blah, 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 blah. You just don't even try. Oh, you're going to give a little voice in a private chat? Hold on a minute. Janie had nothing to do with it. You should have heard her. She was like, meh, 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 meh. Poor Lilly and Jack. I remember when Jack was picking bugs and worms. What the hell kind of crap is going on? Get the F awake. If Janie was so wonderful, she could see her grandkids without a lawyer and without going to court. God, that pisses me off. I'm sorry. Not sorry. If you have to go to court and get a lawyer to fight for the right to see children or be allowed around a child, there is surely a serious reason. If you are not child safe and have to get a lawyer, I am not backing your arse. Let alone if you've got 2 grandbabies missing. Not only can you not see grandkids, but you also have 2 that are presumed dead by law officers. And yet you got people that are they've lost their damn mind. People I was completely supportive of are like, thank you, Janie, for talking. It's all about the kids. We don't want to upset nobody. Screw that. I'm pissed. Sure, you want them to talk, but don't kiss their ass. That's disgusting. Made me want to vomit. I had to check off several channels that were, Janie, bullshit. You already got through the whole shit where you brought out O'Grady and you were like, O'Grady, you're so wonderful. Come on out, talk all night. And all he did is stir the shit pot with Janie's spoon. I'm not a channel that's going to kiss ass. I'm not a channel that gives a shit about parents of missing kids. Unless I know they're innocent because they've been cleared. Like Brandy Neal over in the Michael Vaughn case. I care about her. She's been cleared. She didn't have anything to do with it because she was at work. I've never seen a picture of her at the beach smiling. Every interview she's given, and it's been years, is absolutely her falling apart when she talks about her little monkey boy. That's what they called him, monkey. And I have full respect for that because I would never be okay. I would never be the same. I would never be able to smile at the beach. Look at this. So Daniel writes this whole thing about and a walk on Big Island Beach with the Daniel you first met. Now, I'm not saying he was at that beach. I'm saying it's possible that he left a message hidden at the beach in a bottle, if you will, message in the bottle, hidden in their secret location that they met at. And she just went and got that message, in my opinion. That's the only reason she went to the beach. Made it look like she was out at the beach, right? She wanted answers. Exactly. Get them in there for child neglect, in my humble opinion, and get them cornered into a box to where they have to talk or they're going to be charged. All of them are sus. Till the RCMP comes out. Right, Trass. No more time for bullshit. 72 days. Thank you. Thank you, Just Me. I just can't play nice. It makes me sick to fake energy that I'm not pissed off. I'm so fucking pissed off right now that Janie has the ability to go into a chat and come out smelling like a goddamn garden of flowers. But yet she has to go to court to see a 9-year-old little girl and get a lawyer to justify it? That, I can be around children? And yet she's not granted that I know of. Somebody better get the fight I got and start fighting for these kids. I'm not going to play nice with none of them. And you could come at me and you could be like, well, then they won't talk at all and we'll have nothing. It's better than a pack of lies that sends us off on random bullshit rabbit holes that waste our time. Unless you're going to tell us where those damn kids are, then you're no use to us. Because we can't believe a word you say. We don't know if it's true or not anymore. And all you're doing is messing with our minds. And it's sick. It's disgusting. Have you looked at these children? I want you to take a good look at this. Take a really good look at this. These two little babies, Lily, 6 years old, not getting anything for supper that we know of, not getting anything for breakfast that we know of, not getting a bath, let alone her hair brushed, not allowed to go to school, yet being toted on what I believe was a drop-off because it happened to be check day, and I believe that was a mathematical lab. So I think rugs are running rampant. Rugs are coming before these kids, and I'll tell you right now, if you're grandma on that property living that close, you are either quite aware that they're manufacturing, or you are manufacturing. You're not going to be on that property as an adult that close and not know if rugs are going on. And I'll bet you my last damn dollar that grandma can't see those kids because of rugs. Still having to fight. Why, can't you pass a piss test yet? Because it looks to me like that's all Daniel had to do, but it's what I think. I'm not a professional. I'm just another mom that gives a shit about kids, that can see it for what it's worth. And if some girlfriend of mine came and said, oh yeah, I can't see my kids, but I'm fighting for them, I'm going to court, my very first question is, what did you do that you can't see your own kids? So no, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Crickets, nothing. They don't talk about the night before because I don't believe these kids made it home. Something happened in that car ride on the way home, just like Summer Wells, in my opinion. Whether Jack found some M&Ms that weren't M&Ms, or Lily got something and it was given to Jack too. Who knows? But if they had made it home, we'd have a backstory. We'd have something. What time did they go to bed? Exactly. I don't flip-flop. I've told you, I'm not here to make friends with any of them. I hope they don't like me, because I do not want to be friends with them. I'm very particular about who I keep in my company. And I'll tell you what, if you ain't got custody of your kids, you're not going to be around my kids. You're not going to be in my life till you get your shit figured out. And you can take that to the bank. Oh, thank you, Laura. The poll. Who's your number one suspect? You can play along at home if you would like. Your number one suspect. If you say A, you're choosing mom and stepdad, Malay and Daniel. If you choose B, you are saying that you believe your number one suspect is step-grandma Janie, stepdad Daniel, and his brother Justin. If you choose C, you're saying Malaya and her family. And if you choose D, you're saying a stranger. Because like I said, I'm not even going to put in the woods because Jack wouldn't have went in the woods. We've got it from both sides. It's the only damn thing these two groups agree on is that Jack would not be in the woods because he won't do the woods. Janie had to carry him. Malaya said he won't do the woods good, that he don't want to. Smeagol, Daniel, oh my God, for real. My precious new girlfriend. Love you, baby. Sick. Let's get back into the sweaters. You feel me? The sweaters were used, in my opinion, for transportation. And I'll still until proven otherwise, I will believe that Daniel was wrestling around in that bathroom trying to hide those 2 sweaters because they were probably thrown, or trying to find them, right? Can you imagine? It just dawns on you that there are 2 pieces of evidence laying in your bathroom that maybe your mother, Janie, and maybe your brother, Justin, had disposed of in your bathroom, and it just dawns on you before you go to search with all the police that the cadaver dogs, if they happened to have brought them, or other dogs, could have hit on those sweaters. And you're like, holy shit, I gotta pee, right? You're gonna be moving a lot of shit around because you're looking. You're like, there's the blue one. Oh my God, the blue one. Okay, where's the white one? Oh my God, where's the white one? We gotta get these hidden. Oh, I know. There's a hole underneath my cabinet in the bathroom. I'm gonna shove these 2 sweaters so far down in there. Right? And then put the insulation back over it. It's not a big enough area they'll actually search in because kids can't fit in there. But my sweaters can, and then they won't have to worry about it. Then I know. I'll say that Malaya took them in, and that she planted them. Or are the children with the sweaters? I mean, we got missing 2 sweaters, and we have 2 missing kids. I don't believe in coincidences, and neither does Jennifer Swain. Hey, Rach, lovely. Thank you for modding. Thank you, Ocean Deep, for modding. Exactly. They forgot about it till the very last minute. They were like, oh, the sweaters. Exactly. Why would you even care? If you absolutely believe these kids are absolutely alive and relocated, why would you even bring up sweaters? I agree, Missy. Sorry, beautiful friends. I'm all over the place at the moment, but I'm so mad. All these people are doing nothing. What's going on with this stupidity? Their own stupidity. Susan said, yeah, it's strange the sweaters were ever mentioned. Exactly. Laura says, look at the gray sweater and the one Daniel has on in the picture on screen, Mama D. Is that the white sweater? Because he claimed they were the sweaters he was wearing when he searched for Lilly and Jack. He is giving clues. Again, I ask you, on the clue thing, how weird is it that he talks about this big beach island with Daniel you first met and says she will know what that means, and then Malaya goes to the beach? Janie's using a shovel. Janie got a shovel. And 2 kids are missing. And Janie's busy at night with the shovel. That's like a whodunit film. What the hell is going on? I'm certainly not going to be kissing nobody's ass. We never will on this channel. Not once. Never, ever, ever will we kiss ass. I don't care what kind of interview you give. Till RCMP clears your ass, you're still a suspect. If you have to go to court to see kids, to be around children, you are not going to be my favorite person. I see you as sus. If RCMP sees you as sus, I see you as sus. 2 potholes. Thank you, Slagon. How do I say that? Sag Lion. I like your name. In my opinion, hello, love. How come no one says anything about the scratch under Daniel's eye on day 1, right? Because he could say that he got scratched by a tree branch, you know? However, makes you wonder. Yes, ma'am says, I don't like to say, but I feel they filled Lily's backpack with rocks and tied the kids together with sweaters. And you get the goat. Beautiful. That gave me chills. I've got goosebumps. You guys are incredibly intelligent. You've been doing true crime for a while, most of you. And you've been through cases and you've gotten wise. We no longer fall for these simpletons that bring out this shit about, oh yeah, I know the kids are missing, but if you find my 2 sweaters and they're planted, I mean, if they're with the kids, like, and you find them, they're planted, just so you know that ahead of time. So basically, if you did do something with the kids and your sweaters are found, right, tying the children together in Lily's backpack full of rocks, then you could be like, well, I told you ahead of time they were missing. I got ahead of that train. Wee-wee. No. Missy says, well, okay, that dirt road blanket we had, strange encounter with a guy that came right up on us on ATV, wanting us to go see a lighthouse he built with his dad. Not a lighthouse. Okay, that dirt road blanket. Same one as the blanket. We had a strange encounter with a guy that came right up on us on ATV, wanting us to see a lighthouse he built with his dad. Not a lighthouse. Missy, you're going to have to tell us more. I don't know, sweetheart, what that means. BBB, hello, lovely. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. I forgot to welcome you. I just was so hot for the last hours because I was like, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up in my mouth. No, I'm just going to full-blown throw up. You guys, check this out. Daniel's new girlfriend made the claim, allegedly, to Justin Clutch Them Pearls, that she would not turn Daniel in if she found out he was involved with the children, but that she would protect the children. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, we do have creators that have forged stuff. So until we have more details on her, I'm not going to say that Daniel does have a girlfriend. The only thing I can go by that he most likely does have a new girlfriend is because Daniel didn't deny it in chat. Young Black Economist says, let go on your own channel, show your face, and make a statement if you want to. Trying to argue with chatters in the chat of someone else's channel is an asinine, in my opinion. Exactly. Hi, Stella Lovely. Thank you, Bonnie. Some channels will sell their soul to the devil. I do not allow the devil in our channel. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, lovely. Laura says, if sweaters wasn't used, another item was, in my opinion, to remove the kids without anyone seeing them and for easy transfer. Just my opinion. Thank you, lovely. Red Mill is hot like me, right? Mad like me. I am. I'm ticked off. How dare people just assume that because somebody can talk a sweet talk and cry a few tears and sound emotional. Go watch Barry Morphew and tell me if he didn't sound emotional while he said he'd be looking forever for Suzanne and blah, blah, blah. He's on charges of her homicide, of chasing her around with a target, a rifle or pew-pew with tranquilizers. Her body was moved twice. Yeah, he made a stunning plea for her. Don't buy it. Don't drink the damn Kool-Aid. Yes, Linda, thank you. Daniel, in my humble opinion, is also, I agree with you, Linda, gaslighting and playing head games. Thank you. Hey, Joyful Dolphin, good to see ya. Savannah for Christ, what about if Janie was home Thursday night? Then M would have seen her car there and not been caught surprised to see her. You know, when she said to M, what have you done? So Janie lying. Janie's saying her car was there that morning, too. She's saying Malea's in the driveway. Where's the car? In the driveway. So how in the hell are we supposed to believe that Malaya is that stupid as to see the car of the person and just assume they're not there and stage this massive getaway because nobody's home, I can get away with it. Oh, I guess your car means you are home. I'm so shocked. No. Offspray says maybe the sweaters were in Janie's cupboard. That's why she refused to let the cops search it without a warrant. Bam! Boom, boom, boom. Could that have happened after they got back? So did Janie go to the searchers? Or did Daniel find the 2 sweaters, ball them up, put them in that little secret place in the trailer, tell his mom, hey, you need to go look in that place for your wallet, right? She'd know. She'd be like, oh yeah, the sweaters. And then she moved the sweaters to the cupboard. Could be. Cat Matt says, love your passion, Mama D, for all kids and the cases you cover. You are such an amazing and caring person. I don't feel caring right now. I feel angry. Like I literally want the RCMP to go arrest these people, put them in jail cells and say, hey, when the kids are found, we'll release you if you are nothing to do with it. Till then, we're holding you until you talk. You were neglectful. We have no knowledge of you feeding these kids, bathing these kids. You were keeping them out of school, and we have no idea why. There's a lot of neglectful behavior that they could be charged on. They even admit that Jack's pull-up had not even been changed by 10 a.m. Yet Malaya was up at around 6 a.m. Janie's up at 6 a.m. So for 4 hours, adults are up. This kid's been in a shitty, stinky, pissy little pull-up all night long. I'm just assuming. And nobody bothered to go be like, come here, Jack. Let me clean your butt for you, baby. We love you. We don't want you. No wonder these kids aren't potty trained. Because they have to wear a pull-up because you ain't been getting your ass out of bed and trying to train your baby how to poop in a potty. That's the truth of it. Get real, people. Malay ain't looking for these kids. None of them are looking for these kids because they damn sure know it's a waste of time. They already know, in my humble opinion, exactly what happened to these kids. And some of them, like Daniel's mom and possibly Justin, may very well have been the ones, in my humble opinion, that could have speculation, removed their little bodies on the four-wheelers, taken them to a place where Daniel and Malaya have no idea at the time so that they could pass a polygraph. Once that polygraph's done, they can both know where they can pay their respects, and it just happens to be near a beach somewhere. Were they thrown out in the ocean? Were they dropped off later? Were they stored somewhere like Summer Wells and then their body picks up and moved when the eyes aren't on them and taken out to the ocean? And that's why you go to the beach, to pay your respect? All right, you guys. There's Double Woman wasn't home. Thank you, Phoenix Files. A Balance says if they searched the last time they bought pull-ups, they could determine the time of death with Jack. Huh. That's interesting. I'm not sure how I see that. Oh, counting how many pull-ups were gone. You'd have to know how often. If they only change this kid one time a day, or if he only needs pull-up at night, right? Don't know. All right, my lovelies. I have to get off here. We have, well, if you're into pulling cards, you are. And if you're not, you're not. But that's what we're doing. We're going over to give Jack some time. Dedicated to Jack Sullivan. We did Lily's read. We're now going to do an intuitive tarot reading for Lily. I'm sorry, for Jack. And see what his reveals. Because both of my readings that I've done on these kids suggest that they never made it back to the trailer after that outing. But I could be wrong. I always say that. I might have interpreted it wrong. But come over with me if you're into it. And we will continue very soon. Now, tomorrow on this channel, we have a big boom. Like a big boom on the Jay Slater case that I am dying to share with you. So if you are covering that case or interested in that case, that inquest is in less than 10 days. Well, starts in 10 days. So we got to keep working on it. I'll see you all then if you're not continuing over onto Crime Story Mama. I love you all. With that, let's go ahead and get our outro. And I will see you again very soon. I love you. I love you. I love you to the moon and back. I want to say, I have to stop. My heart always goes to prayer. Let's do it. All our 1111 family and all of true crime that has interest in finding Lilly and Jack Sullivan, we put our energies together in one ginormous strong voice. May Lilly and Jack Sullivan be found today. Be brought home today. Make today be the day. In this I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.